What's up, guys? We're here for another video on the 302 that I'm building for my Mustang. Last night I got the crank in, the cam in. Today I really want to get the pistons in. Timing, we'll see how far we can get today. It's early in the morning. Got my Red Bull. I got my bearings out. Everything is ready to go, so I'm just gonna get started on this. I have to set the position of the piston rings. I just threw them on here after I gapped them, but they need to be in a certain position, so I need to do that still. I put one brand new set of bearings in this one. I'm just gonna go through and do the rest of those, but I think I'm gonna set the rings first. And plastic gauge one of them. I don't think I'm gonna plastic gauge all of them. I plastic gauged the whole crank. It was fine. I think I'm gonna do one. As long as one is okay, I'm gonna assume the rest are okay. There should be no reason that stock bearings can't go back in and the clearances be good, so that's my plan for right now. So I had one of my friends stop by and hang out with me for a few hours, so I ended up not recording, but that's okay. It's more fun to just hang out with your friends sometimes than worry about recording. But anyways, all of the pistons are in, clearances were all good, it spins over nice. I got the timing set on, comp cams, double roller. Just, again, factory refresh, budget stuff. So I cannot find any container in this shop clean enough that I trust to dip this in and prime it. So all I'm gonna do is take some fresh oil, pour it in here, spin this counterclockwise, kind of just wait for it to pump oil at the top, and I'm gonna call that good, because even if I put it in a container and then I put it on the engine block, the oil's gonna leak out either way. So as long as I prime it pretty good, I could prime it again in the car before I'm ready to fire it up. But for now, this is how I'm gonna do it. I've got my gasket placed down here. I've got my new rod, oil pump, which sits down here. Kind of have to balance that and put this on at the same time. And this is gonna dump oil everywhere since I already primed it. It also helps if I, hold this the right way. There's the oil. My gasket moved. This is kind of difficult, not gonna lie. Let's see if I put this in here first, if that helps me. Yeah, there we go. Right. And that's not supposed to happen. Okay, I have to find a bolt now. Yeah, fish the bolt out of the engine. Don't want to leave any of those in there. But that reminds me that I wanted to put Loctite on these. I'm not sure how necessary that is, but I don't want these to come loose. Probably about the worst thing that could happen is my oil pump comes loose. And, a bolt falls into the engine like it just did. Or I lose oil pressure. Either way, not good. I got somebody to hold my phone now and record me. My wife showed up. Anyways, new oil pickup for the new oil pump. I didn't think it was worth trying to clean an old one with a bunch of junk inside of it. These are like 20 bucks. Just get a new one. And I was right. The number 3 stud goes on this side. Now the fun part of holding the gasket and lining bolts up. So now I need to run to the hardware store. I have to get RTV, This gasket came a little crunched in the box, so I'm trying to flatten that out for a little while. I'll get the timing cover on today after I get some RTV, and then I need new timing cover bolts. I have the old ones, they're just a little crusty, and some new bolts will look nice. Everything's powder coated. I've got the timing cover powder coated, the intake is powder coated, and a few other parts, so it should look real good when it's done. Very lightly RTV the gasket onto the block, and RTV the cover. Sandwich it together. I don't know what point in the video I'm at. It's another day. It's Monday after work. I'm spending like an hour or two here working on this. I just threw a head gasket on with a head and some Play-Doh, and I got a solid lifter here to check clearances. I got plenty of clearance between the valves and the piston, so that's good. I have to find some parts because it's been so long since I tore this thing apart. I gotta find some bolts, find the rest of my push rods, and then I'm gonna get these heads slapped on tonight. All right, here's what I got going on. I got head gaskets ready. My ARP bolts are lubed up with the ARP assembly lube. I've got thread sealer here, high temp thread sealer for the bolts that go into the water jacket. I've got my dog bones here. I clean these in an ultrasonic cleaner. I think they turned out really good. They almost look brand new. I've got the spider here to hold those. I've got the push rods and lifters, brand new Ford Performance lifters. Those have been soaking in oil. I got my torque wrenches ready to go. And this is a sequence I'll be doing: 25, 50, 60, and 70. I've seen a few different ones online, and the book that I have doesn't exactly tell me. It just tells me the final torque is 70. All right, I went ahead and pulled all the rockers out and put the push rods in. If I didn't mention in any other videos, I already cleaned these heads up real good. I pulled all the springs. It's got trick flow springs and valve guides, valve seats, all that. It's all trick flow. And I also lapped all the valves. I did that a while ago. These are GT40 heads I pulled from the junkyard out of an Explorer about a year ago, and that's when I did all of that. So these heads have been waiting to go on. I never recorded any of that, but just to let you know, that's all done. These are ready to go.